one is it? Okagi?
I don't know. I'm not on Wi-Fi.
What is it? Walking walk. No, I'm going. I didn't watch Konko Mission of Wahiawa. I want the Konko
What? Just
I
popped
told
up
you
right
how
now.
to.
You got it? Okay, cool.
Hi everyone. We're getting ready to start the anniversary service. Sorry, a little bit adjustment. Okay. Yes. Maybe she's downstairs. Yeah.
Is it Facebook Live working?
I want to copy something. Amy, I want to draw something. I want to draw a colossal squid.
Sorry, baby, parang ako sa sana.
Is that okay? Too strong.
Hello.
Okay. Hi.
Hopefully you guys can hear.
You know, I'm drawing the colossal.
Little better?
It's what?
Are you doing something for the service? Do you have enough room for yourself to record it? Like a video of the service? Okay. Because I have it recording on the video. We have camera. Like, what if it doesn't record properly? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't find it.
Okay, then. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's like Greek ant.
Good morning, everyone, and congratulations on the 80th anniversary of the Konko Mission of Wahiawa. It is in great blessedness and joy that we are able to gather here today. I am Trisha Sua Adkison, and I will be your MC for this morning. Before we begin the ceremony, may I please ask that you turn off your cell phones or put them on silent. Leading today's ceremony will be our chief officiant, Reverend Michiyoshi Yasutake of the Konko Church of Amagi, Japan. Please refer to pages 14 through 17 of the publication for the service portion of today's program, or you may refer to the prayer handouts included with your package. We will now begin the ceremony. Please rise for the procession of the ministers. as the altar curtains are open. High day, solemn greetings. Please clap your hands 4 times with the officiant. Please bow your heads as the minister performs the Onusa purification rite. You were, please.
Mediation prayer.
Please turn to page 14 of your program.
Mediation prayer. Let us seek the sacred mediation of Higami Konko Mission, sincerely and wholeheartedly, each and every day. May we receive the mediation of you with all our hearts and souls on this day, this very moment. Higami Konko Mission Sama, Higami Konko Mission Sama, Higami Konko Mission Sama, Higami Konko Mission Sama.
Purification prayer.
Please turn to page 14 of your program.
through the way of mediation, we offer sincere apologies, be acceptable to you, our divine parent. We acknowledge our mistakes and misunderstandings, arrogance and ignorance of your divine favor. We apologize for all our shortcomings and irreverences from past generations. Guide us to amend our way of living, to reflect your divine will, with a pure, joyful, and loving heart, always one with you.
Kami prayer.
Also on page 14.
Kami prayer. Reverently we pray. The brilliance of heaven, the richness of earth, time flows without cease, years pass without end. In heaven and earth is a life that nurtures all. In heaven and earth is a truth that orders all. For this wondrous form, for these wondrous works, let us praise Tenchi Kane no Kami. Let us praise the divine parent of the universe. Kami loves and cares for all humanity, all those who live between heaven and earth. To revere Kami as the divine parent, to live in Kami's infinite blessings, this is the way. Yet many, not knowing the way, are lost in greed and selfishness. They suffer the cycle of misfortunes. Great is Kami's sorrow. Our founding father, Konko Daiji, suffered many trials in this world, but held fast with faith and sincerity. He received Kami's great blessings and began a life of mutual fulfillment of Kami and humanity. Humbly we pray. The divine parent's great wish must us fulfill. Konko Daiji accepted the call to mediation that leads to the mutual benefit of Kami and humanity. By day he taught the way of faith to all who sought him, expounding the blessings of heaven and earth. And he knew not the coming of night. By night he prayed for those who grieve, seeking salvation for all who suffered. And he knew not the dawning of day. Though years passed and the world changed, he did not waver from his task, the divine task of mediation. Thus was given the sacred Michiyoshi Yasutake, the guiding principle for our daily life. The divine favor was thus renewed, and blessings flowed universally, establishing the way of eternal prosperity, the way of mediation of Hikigami Konko Daiji. By this wondrous revelation, we are given knowledge of the way, through all the hardships of this world, through pain of body and soul. The way of mediation teaches us to turn our hearts to Kami, without regard for day or night, whether we are near or far. The way of mediation teaches us to pray with total trust. For living unaware of divine favor, we offer our sincere apologies and pledge to mend our ways. Let us live our faith every day, seeking and rejoicing in your divine favor. Let us care for those in pain and invite them to the way. Let us guide those who are lost and awaken them to a life of purpose. Come you give the will in us, we wait for the will in Him. May this way of mutual fulfillment be manifested in this world. May Kami's wish for true peace and the well-being of all people be fulfilled. So we humbly pray, so we earnestly pray.
Offering of Bokunai.
sufficient delivers the name Christ in prayer. Let us bow our heads in prayer.
原爆も賢き生神金光大臣天地金の神の御前に金光教天城教会教慎み敬いかしこみも豊作賢かれど我が天地金の神橋三味徳天地にあまねく道渡らせたまい物皆を生かしよろずのこと整えさせたまい湧きても天地の間に住む人間を神の愛し乙女で慈しみ深きに思いをかけさせたもも人はそがみ心を知らず礼を重ね全然の巡り合わせで名を受けおる王冠哀れとみそなわし我が教祖生神金光大臣に御取り次の御業を神をさしたまい神と人と愛をかけよで立ちゆく道初めて人の世に開かれあまたの人次々に救い助けられ三に影しるく現れあの比例と共に輝き渡りゆきぬ穴賢穴尊教祖の神に始まる生神金光大臣御取り次の御働きは代を重ね月儀表されて161年人は助かり教会は国のうちとに生まれ教団の働きとしとともに進展しそがもとつかの比例をいただき祭りてこれの金光教檜山教会橋初代教会長高橋春子井が賢き官縁西のままにノルル教会初代教会長小玉正幸牛の御取り次によりて我が道の教師と立ち西1940年1月14日これの檜山平に町に教えのむしろ式生神金光大臣取り次の賢き御業に仕え祭る今年なしより今年葉も80年という神のお年柄を迎え祭りぬ各て消えゆきしそが年月のほどを帰りにすれば今さらにたたえ祭らんもなかなかに賢くただ一筋に大前に賢み仕え祭る間に間に道を求めて舞いいずぬ氏子らの次々に馬張り教会の設備は整いゆきかの太平洋戦争時には高橋春子井抑留され草草の敵ことども起こりけるも戦後1948年1月1日半見影のままにこれの売りわい町今のところに新たに教会を開設1951年4月18日には檜山教会設立の御影こうり教会の働き年に月に伸び開けて不 年にかむ比例いや高く輝かしたまい1972年12月24日高橋春子い今かりければ当時ハワイ教務センター所長石井博道お手代わりの御用使え祭り1977年9月よりは矢野康弘霊子い夫婦天城教会より井出北里手教会長を拝命9月の神使え祭りで今日に至るまでただ人のみのゆくりなくも賢き神やかに神心に沿い祭らざりしことのあまたならんを親神の広く厚き大御心に神許しに見許したまい見尽くしみ厚く深く神守り神導きたまいて金光大臣広前の本働き知るく世に現れゆきまた教会長夫婦が長男デイビッド次男ヨドニー長女エドナたち皆ハイスクール卒業後日本へ渡りて天城教会に修行に入り本校教学院とも終え教師の君より教師9人を賜りて今はそれぞれの持ち場立場であるはほどアメリカ本土にありてまた仁親たちを助けて神人の道を実現の御用にそしみてあるはいとも尊く教会のなべての営みより信奉者もろもろの信心生活の上に日に日に神幸葬り祭りてあるは今更に深き思いを止めもあえずいとも賢くいともかたじけなきことの極みにしてやび祭らんことの歯もなし彼今日の幾日のたる日に信奉者もろもろこれの広前に毎き集いて限りなき大御徳をたたえ祭りかぶり来たれる御取り次の道の御鍵をいやび祭りおろずのことの上に至らざるお詫び祭りつつ今より後のさらに厚き神幸を願い祭ると前に三毛幹をはじめ草草のためつものを備え祭りて今日80年記念大祭を使え祭りおろがみ祭ることの様を壊しの間に間におじなき己祭りの主として取り次ぎ祭らくを平らげく安らげく腰飯行けえない玉へと回す各使え祭りても作は我が教団の大元にありては教主の君いよいよ御息子やけくましまして伊上金光大臣御取り次のご比例いや高く輝き渡らせたまい今の厳しき世界情勢の中にありて世界の平和と人類の助かりに向けて神人の道を開く御取り次をお願いいただき神心となって人を祈り助け導くとの四方針もて取り進められてある教団よろずの営みの上に厚き神御影こうむらしめたまいこれの訳は教会橋今日の記念祭を新たなる家たちとしておとつかむ比例をさらに厚く深くいただき祭り伊上金光大臣御取り次の広前としてお結界取り次はもとより各種の活動をもちて人を助け育て道を伝え広げゆく働きを日に日に新たに表さしめたまい教会長矢野康弘霊子医をはじめ在籍教師たちなおも変わることなくお引き立てこうむらしめたまい使え祭る御用橋いや締まりに締まりて賢き大御心にたごうことなく教えの節々過つことなく神語りに語らしめたまい 官導きに導きえしめたまい、教会長をはじめ教会家族の者ら思いを一つに教会機能の拡充強化充実活用の御用に一段と真心を尽くさしめたまい、信奉者もろもろは近江教えを聞きたがえず思い誤らず、疑いを離れて広き誠の大道を開きによ、我が身は神徳の中に生かされてあり、神は我が本体の親ぞ、信心は親に孝行するも同じこととのご神君を深く悟らしめたまい、ご先代の信心を求め表して世話になるすべてに礼を言う心もて、神人愛をかけよの生活運動に取り組み、今月今日神も助かり氏子も立ち行く神人の道をいよよご開きゆかしめたまい、教会のもろもろの営みをさらに進展せしめたまいて、これのハワイ諸島の隅々に至るまで我が生きがい根本大臣の道の冠儀礼をいや高く輝かし祭らしめたまい、等しく神の愛しごとある人間は天地の恵みをいやびかし込み、互いの命を尊び合い、すべての営みを天地の道理に基づきて進め、世界の平和と人類の助かりの実現にいさおしくあらしめたまい、さらには国のうちとの災害により幾りなくも身がかりし人々の御霊の満ちたてを願い祭り、大き災いを受けし人々もろもろの敵とどもにいで愛しなべての人々の上に安心立ち行きの大御影こうむらしめたまい、飽きても世界中に蔓延する新型コロナウイルス感染症によりまかりし人々の御霊の上に厚きかむさちこうむらしめたもはさらなり、感染された方々の回復と感染拡大の速やかに収束の御影こうむらしめたまい、今しも見舞いに参りおろがむ人々をはじめ、はるかにおろがみ祭りである人らに至るまで、今日の記念祭の冠儀礼をあまねくこうむらしめたまい、各で全教こぞりて神と人と愛をかけよで立ち行くあり方を世界に権限するとのご神願ご成就のお役に立たしめたもうべく、神導き神を引き立てたまえと慎み敬いかしこみも恋のみ松楽とまおす。
最終アムルシー冒険最終
Officiating by Chief Officiating, Rev. Michiyoshi Yasutake, and the Minister of Konko Church of Amagi. I will now be calling out the names of guests and representatives to offer the Tamaguchi sacred stem. The evergreen stem represents stability and an unchanging heart. The lightning bolt caper hanging, called the shide, excuse me, represents your straightforward and powerful prayer to the parent deity, Tenshi Kane no Kami-sama. When you receive your Tamaguchi stem, please hold the cut end on the right side. As you reach the offertory table, take a bow, rotate the stem clockwise till the cut end is pointing to the altar. Place the stem on the table and bow. Clap 4 times and bow again. Then you may return to your seat. Offering of Tamaguchi by guests from the Konko Church of Amagi, Japan. Reverend Sachiko Yasutake. Offering of Tamaguchi by our parent church, Honolulu Kyokai, Reverend Seiko Konko. As I call the names of the following people, please go up to the offertory table to offer the Tamaguchi 5 to 6 people at a time. Offering of Tamaguchi by guests from Konko Church of Amagi, Japan. Mr. Kazunori Kitahara, Mr. Takashi Harano, Mr. Kiyoteru Ogino, Ms. Masae Kojima, and Mr. Nobuki Kamahara. Offering of Tamaguchi by head ministers from San Francisco. Reverend Joanne Tolosa, head minister of Konko Church of San Francisco, and Reverend Masato Kawahatsu, head minister of South San Francisco Spiritual Center. Offering of Tamaguchi by KMH ministers. Reverends Tetsudo and Mitsuko Yasutake and Reverend Miyoko Yasutake from Waipahu Church. Reverend Kanae Yasutake from Mailuku Church. Reverend Reiko Yano from Wahiawa Church. And Reverends David and Megumi Yano from Wahiawa Church. Offering of Tamaguchi by representatives of KMH churches. Paula Higuchi from Honolulu Church, Lauren Okuno from Hanapete Church, and Amy Yasutake from Wailuku Church. Offering of Tamaguchi by special guests, Ms. Colleen Hanabusa, former U.S. Representative, Ms. Reen Mancho, former council member, Mr. Richard Matsu, representing Ehime Kenjinkai, and Reverend Shoryu Fukugawa, resident minister of Wahiawa Ryusenji Soto Mission. Offering of Tamaguchi by Grace Kodama, family of late Reverend Masayuki and Kikue Kodama, Raymond Takahashi, family of late Reverend Haruko Takahashi, Betty Takahashi, and Scott and Karen Takahashi. Offering of Tamaguchi by 80th Anniversary Committee members and representing today's congregation, Randy Furusho and myself, Trisha Atkinson. Offering up Tamaguchi by members 80 and over, Alice Yamamoto and Alan Katsuda. Please turn to page 15 of your program.
Recitation of Kenshi. Kigami Konko Kenshi Kane no Kami Jishin ni Negae Kage wa waga kokoro ni ari Ongetsu onnichi de kano nei. Praise the Spirit with all your heart, be one with Kami. Kami's blessings begin within, hearts grateful and caring, in harmony and joy. Live with We lift our eyes in awe toward heaven soaring above. We lift our eyes in awe toward heaven soaring above. We bow our heads in prayer toward earth rich and deep. Living amidst such gifts of Kami's great gift. How happy and grateful we are. The mediation of the Kami Konko Mission does not stop for a single day. The protection of the divine prayer, grace resolve far and wide. The blessings of Kami flow without limit through all generations. The ways of Kami are mysterious and wondrous, beyond our understanding. Day by day, every day, earnestly and reverently, we praise the virtues of Kami, we honor the power of Kami.
Page 16 of your program.
仰ぎ祭れば天高く仰ぎ祭れば天高く愚み祭れば地は寿し神の恵みに生かさる海の幸いぞありがたき我が生き神の本取りすぎかくる時のなく天使の神の恩守り遠きしかきの隔てなし間慈しみはよろずよにあまねくみして果てしなく感からいわくすしくて人の思いぞを呼ばざる我ら今月今日いやび祭りけりかすらに神の御影をたたえますらん神のひれいを仰ぎますらん
Friday solemn acknowledgements. Please clap your hands 4 times with the officiant.
一度、
Please rise for the recessional of the officiant.
立教神殿、この平気で境に越えはい差し止めるからこの分に承知してくれ。その家業をいたし農業へで人が願いで呼びに戻り願いが済み、また農へでまたも呼びに行き、農業する間もなし来た人も待ち両方の差し支えに相なる。なんとか家業をやめてくれぬか。この42歳の年には病気で医師も手を離し心配いたし、神仏に願いおかげで全回いたし、この時死んだと思うて話して天地金の神を助けてくれ。家内もご刑になったと思うてくれ。ご刑よりも下の言われ相談もなり、子供連れてもともと農業し行ってくれ。この方のようについていね神信心いたしいる事故が世間に何ぼも難儀な氏子あり、取り次ぎ助けてやってくれ。神も助かり氏子も立ち行く。氏子あっての神あっての氏子繁盛いたし、それぞれ親にかかり子にかかり愛をかけようで立ち行く。Divine message received on November 15, 1859. With the completion of this sacred staff, I will end your farming career. Please understand. When you are out farming, the person at home has to go out and call you whenever someone comes to give a request. And after you relay the request, you have to go back out again. You have to keep going in and out of the field. This gives you little time for farming, and the worshiper must also wait for you. Both you and the worshiper are being inconvenienced. Won't you stop farming? When you were gravely ill at 42, the doctors gave up hope. Everyone worried about you. You prayed to the kamis and Buddhism were blessed with complete recovery. Regard this event as your death. Dispel all desires and assist Tenchi Kami no Kami. Also, your wife should consider herself a widow. This is better than being a real widow, as she can still talk to you and discuss matters. She should take the children with her to do the farm work. There are many people like yourself who have sincere faith in Kami, but still have many problems. Help these people by performing mediation. This will help Kami and save people. People exist because of Kami, and Kami exists because of people. Thus, Kami supports people as Kami's children, and people support Kami as their parent. There will be eternal prosperity through Aiyo Kakyo, mutual interdependence. Good morning, and thank you for coming today. So, Sensei asked me to please speak about my aunt, the Reverend Haruko Takahashi. So, I'm going to see if I can do it in both languages if possible. And I wanted to talk about a very recent incident. I don't think if this incident came about, I would be able to talk about it. ちょっとこの度、今日は教会の80年祭にみんな来ていただいて本当にありがとうございます。教会長先生の願いを受けて、ちょっと道会の間に春子先生のことについて話させていただいています。皆さんご存知のように世界中にその新ウイルスのウイルスの病気広まっているは広まっています。映ってる人も映ってるんですけれども、先日松岡先生よりメールが入ってきたんです。そのメールの中でちょっと心配、普通にこういうメールが入ると、本人がちょっと自信がない。しかし決定してるは決定してるけれども、ちょっと自信がちょっとない。で、そういうメールが入ってきた時に、なるほどな、こういう機会があって大勢の方たちが集まって、このウイルスがうつるかどうかというちょっと迷い道があるんですね。春子先生も同じ体験もあったんです。ご存知のようにこの10マイルぐらい離れてるけれども、ホノウリウリ強制収容所にいた頃、本人も自分が2つの国籍を持ってても強制、収容所に入って本人もどうすればいいかと自分の信じに対して大きな問題っていうか課題になったんですね。それで収容所にいる間に三代金光様に手紙を送ったんです。というか正幸先生と同じ初代この教会長先生と同じように日本に帰る機会もあったんです。帰国する機会があったんです。どうすればいいかと三代金光様に聞いて、三代金光様の返事が届いたんです。三代金光様の返事は、本人が帰国するかどうか本人心次第です。いわゆる自分で決めないといけないです。やっぱりおばさんがやっぱり三代金光さん帰れと言ったらもうすぐ帰ると思うんですけれども、ちょっと不安があって、それで自分が決めないといけない。それで本人がずっと言っています。だけど松岡先生の願いの中でメールの中でどうすればいいというよりもこういう状態です。ある信者さんからどうのこうのどうのこうのどうのこうのっていうメールがあったんです。それで私こう答えたんです。春子先生は収容所にいるときにパロール、いわゆるwhere先生パロールちょっと待って仮釈放するためには申し出を出したんです。それでガバメントの人、その収容所の係の人が持ってその教会を降りません。しかしあなたは信者をやめたら教会を降ります。春子先生はノー。それでもう一遍 その仮釈放の申しを出したんです。それでまた係の人が教科をおりません。そしたら信者を辞めたらおります。おばさんがノーとはっきり申しました。3回目の時申し出を出して、ようやっと3回目の時、あと2人の女性の方と3人で出られたんです。これで松岡先生の返事がよしという返事が届いて、私たちそう思ったんです。この今日の町でね、キャンセルするよりも続きます。そうです。おばさんどう思うか。もしこういう同じ状態になったらどうすればいいか。やっぱりおばさんが絶対ね続くと思うんです。なぜなら人間よりも神様に先にしてるんじゃないかな。松岡先生が書いてるのはやっぱり神様はちゃんと守ってくださるんです。それ信じきっています。特にこの矢野系のファミリーはね、もう本当にもう来た時からもう長年ちょっと貧乏生活してても、その中で貧乏生活の中で次もう私も体験したことがないおかげを次々といただいてるんです。やっぱり今日の見祭りをキャンセルするとね、今までのいただいたおかげは全部もう落ちるんです。もったいないな。もうおばさんに対して申し訳ないな。これで私が松岡先生の返事をいただいた時、よかったね、よかったね、どれだけうちのおばが喜んでるかと、もう私がすごくなんていうか、私も嬉しいし、きっとおばが喜んでるんじゃないかなと思う。そういうおばはそういう信心を持ってたんです。信心を諦めずに続く。信心をノー、もう簡単にね、ノーと言って外を出て信心することはできるけれども、神様を無視するよりも神様をずっと信じきって、もうずっと収容所の中でずっと信じなさってて、今のワヒワ教会があるということですね。So let me translate really quickly what I shared. You know, as we all know, we have this coronavirus thing going around, and I received an email from, not an email, but a text message from Edna Sensei. And normally when she sends this type of email, she knows what she wants to do. This is what she's going to do. But at times, she's just kind of not sure. There's a certain sense of uncertainty. And so, you know, that's normal. We're human. It's normal. For my aunt as well, when she was in the internment camps, having dual citizenship herself, she too was not sure what to do. What do I do? My country has thrown me into this internment camp. I'm an American citizen. Granted, she's also Japanese. She was not sure what to do. So she sent a letter to Konko-sama, Sandai Konko-sama at that time. And Sandai Konko-sama responded, whether you return, she was offered the opportunity to return to Japan because of her dual citizenship. And Sandai Konko-sama said, whether you return to Japan or not depends on you. It is up to you. I don't know if she was hoping that Sandai Konko-sama would say stay or go back to Japan, but the decision was for her to make. And so she stayed. I think she realized that this was an important test. It would be later that she had the opportunity to apply for parole from the internment camps. And here's where, you know, Edna Sensei's text to me, she was just telling me what was going on. But again, I knew that there was a sense of uncertainty. She knew what she wanted, and she was still going to do it. She wanted something to confirm that their decision was the right thing. And so I responded. My aunt had the opportunity to apply for parole while in prison, while in the internment camps. Instead, so she did. She applied for parole, only to be told, no, you will not be allowed parole. But if you give up your faith, we will grant you parole. She said no. So she reapplied for parole again. Again, the same person came by and said, your parole has been denied. But if you give up your faith, we will allow you to leave on parole. We'll grant it. And she said no. On the third time, she applied for parole. She was granted, and she, along with two other women, were allowed to leave. Of all days, July 7th. And this is where her next message to me sounded so much more positive, so much more sure that the decision to do today's service was the right one. In a sense, it felt, her message seemed so much more positive and stronger than what it was when she sent to me, the first messages that she sent to me. And I believe that would been the right thing to do. Whether or not nobody showed up or not, it didn't matter. If I think about all the founding ministers of the churches here in Hawaii, in Japan, and in wherever, there were times when nobody showed up for service, and they still held the service. And it wasn't because of you, it was for Kami-sama, not us. The service was for Kami-sama, not us. This is just an opportunity for us to come and say, thank you. And I think she got it. And I truly believe that if my aunt were here at this moment, at this time, she would have done the exact same thing. Regardless if anybody showed up or not, she would have done the exact same thing. And I wouldn't have doubted every minister in Hawaii would have done the exact same thing. I would not doubt it. And so, in order to share the type of faith my aunt had, I think we can take those two stories from her internment camp experience, and hopefully we can learn from it. This is one of the only churches I know of in Hawaii, or even in North America, that truly puts Kami-sama first, that accommodates Kami-sama first. And I ask that you please never give that up. Never give that up. I think that's the most special thing about this church, is that you've always accommodated Kami-sama. And I think that's the type of faith my aunt had. So, at this time, I went in there with my aunt, and at this time we will hear a sermon by Reverend Michiyoshi Yasutake from the head minister of the Konko Church of Amagi. If you look in your booklets, you'll see kind of the outline of his script on page 7. So if that'll help you, I hope it'll help me. Because unfortunately, you have to hear from me again, because I have to translate for him. Oh, Lord. But thank you very much.
皆様おめでとうございます。今日はワヒア教会布教80年の記念のお祭りをともどもにおかげをいただきましてありがとうございました。今日は通訳をしてくださるというようなことですが、皆さんも変な感じがしてです 今世界中で大変なことが起こっておりますが、私も今日の御用も1年ぐらい前からですね、皆さんの御用をいただいてきておりましたが、まして今回いけるかなと、ウイルスのおかげでどうなることかさっぱりわからない、もう出発当日まで、どうなるだろうかと、日本からの英国入国をですね、拒否されるかもわからんなという思いで、おかげで、こちらに来ることができましたので、こうやってご用おかけいただきました。本当にありがたく思わせていただいております。皆さんもご存知のように、日本でも今学校が今休みであります。クローズです。スクールは全部、もう3月いっぱい、もう4月から新しい学期が始まりますので、それまではもう休みということで、うちでも孫たちが学校行けません。それから友達のうちに遊びに行くこともできないというようなことで大変、退屈しております。ストレスになってますね、今子供たちは。外に出れないんですね。そういう厳しいことになって本当かわいそうですね。ですからもう暇でしょうがない。もう宿題もありますけれども、一日中宿題するわけじゃありませんから。ですから私とか、じいじばあばのスマートフォンを貸してくれそんで遊ぶんですね。毎日がそういうようなことに今なっております。今かわいそうだなとこう思いますね。本当今日はおめでとうございます改めて本当思います。去年はこの道が160年になりました。立教160年というお年からでありまして、私がご用意しております天城教会というのは北九州教区といいまして、福岡県、佐賀県、長崎県、この3つ合わせた北九州教区ということになります。で、昨年の9月に、北九州教区で立教160年記念大会をさせていただきました。1600名集まっていただきました。160年の大会に1600人集まること本当におかげいただきました。暑い時期でありましたから、心配しておりましたが、怪我にそういう倒れる方もなしにおかげいただきました。で、その160年を迎えるにつきまして、北九州教区として、何かその大会の当日だけで、集まってパッとやって終わりじゃなしに、一つ花火じゃいかん、わかりますかね。そういうことでもう1年前から1年半ぐらいですね、1年半ぐらい前から160年の記念大会を迎えるにあたって、私たちがこの道のことをやっぱりもっともっと表していかねばならないということで、家族みんなで一つお道の新人というものをね取り組もうということで、させていただいて、その一つが家庭の中でですね、神様を感じる家庭生活、もう一つが神様に喜んでいただく家庭生活で、3つ目が信心が伝わる家庭生活、この3つを取り組もうということでさせていただきました。これ本当に大切なことだなと私本当に思いました。我々見教えをいただいて信心させていただいておりますが、そのことがじゃあ生活の中でどうなっているだろうか。ただお披露前で神様ありがとうございます、お願いしますだけになっておりませんだろうか。そのことが見教えをいただいて、そのことが家庭の中でどうなっておるかですね、 今日は本当にありがたいお話を聞かせていただいたで終わっておるんじゃないかなということを思いまして、この今言いました神様を感じる生活ですね、それから神様に喜んでいただく、それから信心が伝わる、その3つを取り組ませていただこうということを願いまして、160年を大会を迎えました。神様を感じる家庭生活、神様をどういう言葉なのかな、具体的にですね、例えば家族みんなで家での神様にお礼を申すご記念をさせてもらうとか、またご神米ですね、教会でいただくご神米をいただかせてもらう、それから信心の話を家庭の中で、ができるようなことになっているということが神様を感じる家庭生活として、我々はですねいただいております。それを具体的にもっともっと分かりやすく、していかねばならんと思いますが、もう一つ神様に喜んでいただく家庭生活ということは、具体的に挨拶をするとか、おはようございます、おやすみなさいとかいう挨拶を家庭でさせてもらう、それから、いろんなものを大切に使わせていただく、例えば、靴を履かせていただきますが、靴を脱いで家に上がるときには靴を揃えるとかいうこと、それから、ありがとうということを、そういう思いを増やす、ありがたい、ありがとうということがだんだんと増えていく、そういうようなことではないかなと思います。それから信心が伝わる家庭生活、これは人を責めないとか、自分から改まる、自分から動くとか手伝うとかですね、そういうことが挙げられておりました。そういうことをそれぞれの家庭で何か一つでもいいから取り組んでいこうということを、私は去年からずっと去年その前からですね、甘い教会でも信者さん方にお話をさせていただいて、何でもいいから一つでもいいから取り組ませていただこうということで、今実際、自分のところはこういうことをしておりますとか、取り組んでおりますとかいう、お届けなんかが、あっておりました。本当私はありがたいなと思わせていただいたんですけれども、やっぱり我々は入試をいただいて、ただ聞いて分かっただけじゃなしに、そのことをやっぱり家庭の中で表していくということが大切だと思います。ものを大切にするとか、いろんなことを教えていただけば、じゃあものを大切にしないかな、ちょっと冷や汗が出てますそういうふうに、日常生活の中で信心を表していくということが私たち大切じゃないかなと思います。このハワイでもこの道の信心というものをですね、一人一人が表していくば、もっともっとあの人は素晴らしいな、なんで聞いたら金光様の信心をしてござるということになるとありがたいなと思うんですね。やっぱり教会に触れたりするというと、やっぱり人がだんだんと変わっていくと思うんですね。これずっと前なんですけれども、私若い時、野球を教会チームで作りましてね、ベースボールチームを、それでその町の野球大会に出ておりました。みんな素人です。わかります？素人、はい、アマチュアです。アマチュア集団ですね。グループ、アマチュアグループですから、試合に出てもですね、もう守ったらずーっと守る。で、打つとなるとすぐ変わるんですね。打てないからですね。守ったらエラーする。なかなか1アウト、2アウト、3アウトならないんですね。そういうふうで大変もう弱かったんですが、みんな一生懸命稽古しましてね、少しずつ勝ったりするようになったんですね。やっぱり練習すると違うな、稽古すると上手くなるな、ああいうようなことで、 で教会チームですけれども、野球の好きな方がですね、じゃあ僕も入れてくださいと言って、もう全然新人もない方がですね、何人か来られるようになりました。でその中の一人の方がですね、ある時私に、最近私仕事場、職場でですね、あんた最近変わったと、前と違うというふうに言われるようになりましたと言われるんですね。ありがたいな。その方は野球に来られるんですけれども、我々と野球チームですからいろんな話をします。特に三好をいただくということじゃないんですけれども、その我々と一緒に話す中でやっぱり新人ということもやっぱあったと思う。そういうことでだんだんその方がこう変わっていかれる。で、会社の人から「また最近変わった」、いい方に変わったということですよね。そうですか、そうありがたいな。やっぱり教会に触れる、もうお参りじゃなくても教会に触れるということで、その方ですね、人がだんだんこう変わっていかれる、そういう働きがあるんだなと教会にはですね思いました。ですからありがたいなというふうに本当に思わせていただくようになりましてね、やっぱり我々が入手いただいたことが野球を通して何か現れてたんじゃないかなと思うんですね。失敗してもね、お前が失敗したから負けたとかいうことじゃないですね。失敗もさするやろうと、相手を責めるということはない、でまた相手チームを責めるということはない、そういうことで、本当に入手をいただいて、そういうことが身についていくんじゃないかなというふうに思わせていただいております。ですからこのお道の神教祖様が人が助かるということでたくさんの入手をしておられますけれども、そのことをやっぱ我々がしっかりいただいて一日の生活の中で表していかねばならんとこう思わせていただきます。イチロー選手ご存知ですよね。アメリカ大リーグで野球ベースボールのイチロー選手、鈴木一郎という選手、今引退されましたけれどもですね、あの方は、本当にもう野球のバットとかグローブとかも大変大事にされるんですね。野球見てて三振したらね、自分が三振したのにバットを折る方がありますね。腹立ててバーッとそれは投げたりとかですね。イチロー選手は絶対そんなことはないですね。もう大事に使われるんですね。バットは自分の手と一緒なんだと、それをね折ったりとか投げたり、そんなことはできないというようなことを言われるんですね。だから私はね、アメリカに、大リーグの中でも、ヒット160何本ですよね。大変、本当に素晴らしいプレーヤーになられる。そういうふうにやっぱり物を大事にするということは、やっぱりバットもね喜ぶと思うんですね。だから球が当たらない時でもバットの方が球に当たるっていうか、そんなことになるんじゃないかなと思うんですね、私。で、守る時には、守備の時には取れないボールでもブルーが取ってくれる、そういうふうになことになっていくんじゃないかな。ブルーが喜んで取ってくれるっていうかですね、そうだろうなと思うんですね。ですからやっぱり、そういうものを大切にするということは、やはりそのものも喜ぶしですね、そして自分もまた喜ばせてもらうことができるということではないかな。こういう話はまたたくさん例があるんですけれども、時間がありませんので、やめますけれどもですね、本当ですね、やっぱり一生懸命その野球の稽古に励んだりとか、そういうグローブを大切に、またバットを大切にするということ、そういうことはね、何かこういざという時に出るなんて言いますかね、こう出した時にそのありがたいということになっていく人が多いなと私は野球を見てたりですね、思います。今年は日本では3月もうすぐですね、高校野球とか始まるんですね。それもなしになったんです。で ですからもう野球選手はですね、甲子園出るのを目指して一生懸命稽古して今度は出ることができるとなったチームの人はもうやっぱりもう泣いてますね。もう甲子園行けなくなった、これまで一生懸命稽古したのにと言ってやはりもうね、もう涙が出て仕方ない、そういう選手もたくさんいるようですけどね。本当かわいそうだなと思ってですね、なんとか早くこのコロナウイルスがですね収束をするようと願わせてもらいたいと思わせてもらいます。もういろんなところで大変な影響がやっぱり出ておりますですね。お店もお客さんの誰も来ないというか行けないというかですね、そういうことに、今日本は3月というのは年度末といいまして4月からが新しくなるんですね。ですから一応3月で終わるから送別会とかあるんですよね、会社の方は。そういうのもできないということになってるんですね。本当かわいそうですね。ですからお店の方はみんなキャンセルということでですね、本当にもうこれからどうなるだろうかって言ってお見せしたい方は心配をしておられますね。そんな状態ですから、これはもう日本だけじゃない、世界にね言うことですけれども、早く、元の生活に戻らせてもらわねばならない。私たちは願うことしかできませんけれども、この道の新聞をですね、願わせてもらいたいというふうに、みんなが助かっていく、世界の平和と人類の助かりとおっしゃってありますように、そのことを願わせてもらいたい。ただ自分のことを願うんじゃなしに、みんなのことをですね、みんなが助かるということを願わせていただきたいというふうに、自分だけいい目に遭おうということじゃなしに、みんなが助かる、そういう、大きな信心をさせていただきたいと思わせていただいております。ありがとうございました。終わらせていただきます。今この気力頑張らなくていい。
I was told to just give you the gist as best as possible. So he said in the very beginning, he's very happy that we could all be here together. Wait, I have to take these off because I can't see. These glasses are weak. He says it was kind of strange to have a translator, so it's kind of different for him. He wasn't sure what would happen about this service. Although he knew about it a year ago, even until the day he was supposed to leave Japan, he was not even sure if they were going to leave Japan or not. However, having received by paper, he's here today. And unfortunately, the situation in Japan, he was saying that in March, the whole month of March, students are not going to school. I just found out I'm not working next week. Well, this week, my spring break was supposed to start next week, but I'm not working anymore for 3 weeks. So, and it might go on for 4 weeks. I don't know. Anyway, sorry, I digress. For 3 months, and then what's weird is the new school season starts in April. But how will that play out? Kids can't go out. Kids can't leave. Kids can't go to their friend's house to play for fear of the virus and everything. And so now, they're at home, they want to play on their grandparents' cell phones, and that's kind of his daily life with his grandkids. So he went on to say that last year we celebrated the 160th founding of our faith, and 160th, the receiving of, I call it the divine directive. Everybody also calls it the divine. And in his diocese, which is the Kitakyushu North Kyushu Diocese, which includes Fukuoka Prefecture, Saga Prefecture, and Nagasaki Prefecture, they wanted to do something, so they had sort of like a gathering of believers, gathering, convention, and because it was the 160th anniversary, they were about 1,600 people. We were able to gather 1,600 people to attend this. Even though it was an amazing event and they received a lot of okage, it was hot and they were worried how people, what would happen. And fortunately, there were absolutely no problems. Everyone was fine. However, what they wanted though, and as a committee, they planned for this over a year and a half before the event. Their biggest thing was they didn't want to, and I like the term that he used, is a one-time Hanabi event, meaning, boom, one crack and that's it. That for them it wasn't enough. They wanted to do something that would continue on after that event. So what could they do? So fortunately, I don't have to do much translation at this point. So if you look on page 7 of your booklet, so what they did was they came with 3 distinct themes. The first is a household where you can feel kami-sama, a household life that is agreeable with kami-sama's heart, and a household where faith is passed down, which is what they, which was important because this is something that they can continue after that big event. But it's also something that they could do even before the event to work up to and continue on afterwards. Oh, I lost that page. I have to look for page 2. Sorry. Oh, this is page 2. So, what does it mean to have a household where you can feel kami-sama? So it's not just praying together. It's not just going to church together, but it's the little things. For example, each family member receiving bushimai, or taking a piece of the bushimai and receiving it together, talking about faith within their families. These are things that that's something that's possible. So what does it mean that a household life that is agreeable with kami-sama's heart? So something as simple as greeting people in your family, good morning, or even going to the altar saying good morning as well, saying good night. When you're outside, I don't know about you, but he was saying, well, you take the shoes. Oh, I know some people from the mainland, your shoes are inside if you wear your shoes inside. But here we take our shoes off. So you take your shoes off and you line them up properly and nicely. So for everybody, saying thank you to things and objects as well. Not just saying thank you for one-time things, but for things as well. And then what does it mean to have a household where faith is passed down? He said that this is really important. And so this is something like where, and he gives you the hints like not blaming others. So if something happens, learn to take responsibility for those actions. Self-reflection is important. Taking the initiative to do something, and then helping each other out in your family are ways to help this. But he said you can't do all this at one time. That's crazy. But to do it just one thing at a time, one thing at a time, because that's a lot to do everything at one time. His greatest wish is that, he would like for all of us, when they're walking down the street, people say, gosh, that guy's kind of different, or he's a little interesting, oh, he's so nice, why is this person this way? And to say, oh, he must, well, granted, a lot of people in Hawaii don't know about Konko, but you would say, hey, maybe he practices some kind of faith, or to ask, hey, Rodney Sensei, why are you so different? What do you do? And Rodney would say, oh, I practice Konko. He didn't say that, but I'm just paraphrasing. So he was saying that when he was young, they had a baseball team. He started a baseball team at the Amagi Church. And even though this was a church baseball team, they went out into the town and they joined the baseball baseball tournament. And, during their practice, because you're around same-minded people, sometimes you don't realize what you do because you're all same-minded people. And so there are some people who weren't part of the church who wanted to join them. So they said, yeah, sure, join us. And then one day, where there's one, they practice, and these people who are not part of the faith who join the team, they don't realize that they've changed until one day, one person actually went up to Oya Sensei and said, Sensei, I was at work, and someone said, gosh, you're different. You've changed. What's wrong? But it wasn't a bad thing, it was good. Realizing that the fact that when practice was maybe finished, or before practice, that they would talk about faith, they would talk about the teachings, just their general actions of caring for objects in certain ways probably had a huge influence on this person, and this person probably accepted these values, accepted the mannerisms that had, by osmosis, I think that would be a perfect word, he was able to receive. You know, our founder talked about saving people, but how do we save people? And one of the ways is not just through Torisigi and receiving teachings, because that's not enough, but it's taking the teachings that we receive and making them a part of our lives, living these teachings on an everyday basis. And you know, one thing that he had to talk about, I suck because I don't like baseball, so he started talking about baseball. So I know my dad had a field day because he liked baseball. So I'm gonna butcher this up a little. I might butcher this up. So he was talking about the baseball player Ichiro Suzuki. He's from, is it the Seattle guy? Yeah, Seattle guy, Mariners. See, I don't like baseball, so I don't know. But he was saying that, you know, he was kind of a different person. You know, he always took care of his baseball bat. He took care of his glove. He took care of, unlike other players where they would probably throw it inside their locker or throw it to the side, he was very careful how he dealt with it. He cared for that. And it shows, it makes a difference. People probably have seen what he does. And the type of influence he might have had on other players could have been, other players may have followed his lead. However, he was saying though, when you think about it from the perspective of maybe the bat, how would you like to be just tossed to the side after you being used or thrown into your locker? However, in Ichiro's case, if you can imagine, that bat must have been so joyful to be used because he took such good care of it. Or the glove, you know, whether he caught the ball or didn't catch the ball, that glove was probably so grateful to be used because he took such good care of that glove. And so if we look at it from that perspective, there's this mutual relationship because even though it's a non-living object, but as in the sense would say, we're all made of, what is it?
Atoms.
Atoms. We're all made of atoms. It makes sense, right? It makes absolute sense. Wait, now I know there's time, and you're all hungry. But his biggest thing is, one of his things that he really wants to get across is, you know, I think not just this is a one-time event, boom, it's finished. But what do we take into the future? What do we take after? What do we do afterwards? And hopefully, you know, he hopes that maybe one of these things, not everything, or maybe you can add to one of these, you know, there's the theme and there's some hints. These are hints. These are just thoughts. If you want to add to them, please add to them, but just do one thing at a time, one thing at a time, one thing at a time to help develop your faith, to help express your faith in your everyday life. But he thanks all of you for being here and for listening. And he said, I don't have to gambaru, but then I do my best. So thank you. And I'm sorry, I can't, these glasses don't help with that. But thank you very much. So I'm sorry it was like boom, 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 but I know I had a time limit as well. But thank you very much.
日本語で喋っているので、とにかく最初は日本語で。和野球が80年記念祭を取ると使ってない。今のバイアスのある関係でどうかなと思うおりましたけれども、おかげで皆さんと参加できて無理だと。で、このワイヤー、this is a really tiny church facility. Some people may wonder why do they go anniversary celebration at this give the space, give the party space. But this facility, this building represents, like I said, 80 years of all elements have been condensed in this church. So this is a really, I'm so sorry about people who stay at the downstairs. Takai Sensei just mentioned we experienced limbo. Actually, when I arrived here 43 years ago, I'm not sure if I should say this, but we had only $1,000 deposit the bank account. And I had some gift from Japan. Since we came here after our wedding service. So very limited financial resources. In those days, ministers are not supposed to work paying monetary aid from other side, outside of the church. So about 10 years, life is dependent on the Osagai, Sunai, from church ministers. And soon after we held the monthly service, monthly service, the only offering we could make was omiki, and a pumpkin. Yeah, that's white pumpkin. There's actually between them both. So after that, I thought, even though the offering is very much limited, we could have observed the service anyway. So from that month, we tried to make my thank you dish to our parent church, Konko Church. Every time we hold the monthly service, church services, we make this to the church in appreciation that we could not hold the service. And for 43 years, we made every single dish after the service. So what I have determined, I've been able to continue. If you have this kind of spirituality, you can people enjoy. We say we made some offering to Kami-sama. This is the first service in appreciation of what we are doing. It is not obligation. So we have this kind of thank you attitude. Okage-sama in every aspect of our life, we can keep going. And those who have this spirituality can be Konko believers. And the first Konko used to say, 学校の先生が信心をしておく。ナースが信心をしておく。オフィスワーカーが信心しておく。信心させていただいたものが学校の先生であり、オフィスワーカーであり、知らせています。Many people say, what's the difference? There's very big difference. Basically, as Konko believers, we try to live right in every step, every aspect. Be Konko believer first, and then get engaged in any activities, any work. This is my message. I think I should say, anyway, just one minute.
歌を歌いますか。
1 minute. もう時間がない。
時間がない。もうバスが
終わります。の歌を歌います。
3 songs 歌います。
We're going to be singing Shinji no Eiko, Shinji no Michi, and Shining Shimmering Light. You can find it on page 17 and 18 of your program. the ceremony portion of the program, please transfer to Dotson Wahiawa for the reception, lunch, and entertainment. The bus is already outside. You can either ride the bus or carpool. If you're gonna drive, the address is inside of your program on page 3. Once you get there, it's about a 5-minute drive. So once you get there, you check in, and then you can already go get your grocery started. Okay, that's it. So we'll see you over there. Thank you, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the program.
I haven't popped yet.
Hi, Dr. Weber and everyone watching. Thank you for tuning in. This concludes the portion of our ceremony. Hope you guys all have a great weekend.
Oh yeah.